Well, hello again. Um, Today is a bit of a different session, or at least a different time slot, because I'm streaming during the day, or at least for me during the day. So, welcome all. Um, what I'm gonna do is what I was supposed to do last Tuesday, which is authenticating my requests to a backend API, to my speaker API, authenticating it with an access token uh, I specify from my backend for frontend API. Um, if this goes too fast, what I'm trying to do is create one API in the front, having a couple of backend APIs and making requests to those APIs authenticated with a bearer token in the header. And I want to use AppRoles in order to do some validation, authentication if the requests are proper. So we did a lot of this last time in our last couple of sessions. So we created app registrations in the Azure Active Directory. Last time I created some app roles for reading and writing data, or at least they're called like this. And I started implementing the managed identity code in my uh, front-end API. Um, this kind of worked. So I was able to get an access token within Azure, within my app service. The thing is, what I stumbled across is I couldn't get a proper access token for my speaker API in Visual Studio on my local machine. So that's where I got stuck. In the meantime, I did some researching on the matter, and apparently it's, well, by design. So you can get access tokens for regular Azure services, just not to your own services. So like my app service, for example. There's a workaround for this, which I've tested. Tested yesterday or something, or the day before. So I'm trying to. I'll show you what the workaround is and where you can find more information on this. It's a GitHub issue. It's closed though. And what I want to do is today is add, well, the Active Directory block authentication on my speaker API and check if my requests are being blocked from anonymous or at least not proper job tokens, and they are properly handled via uh, my front-end API, right? So no, let's not waste too much time on the intro. Um, First, let me recap what I did, what I found. I'll show you on the screen, and let's get coding afterwards. So, um, what I found is after searching for an issue is I was unable to get an MSI token from my local Visual Studio. Apparently, some other people had this also in well, last year. Um, and what a friend of mine discovered, you need to add the Visual Studio client ID to the app registration in order to, well, be validated. So you have to be an approved client. So this is a former coworker of mine, so it's great. Dan has figured this out. So this client ID is for Visual Studio. There's also a client ID for the Azure CLI, which also has the same issues apparently. And so this is how you should be able to solve this. Let me show you. And so I have my app registration over here. And what you need to do is add a client application, add a client application with the Visual Studio ID and give them some random scope. So in order to do this, you need to create some scope. So I created the scope, local scope. This isn't used in any way within my applications. It's just needed for Visual Studio. And if you want to use Azure CLI to get a token, you need to specify the Azure CLI client ID here also. So this is the GitHub issue. I'll post it chat so you can look it up afterwards if you want to. Or just search for it for the issue 6172 in the Azure SDK for .NET. So that's what I did, and let me show you how this turns out. I still have my request running, so over here I have set a breakpoint in my controller. I'm getting access token. Takes a while, and over here you can see I have my access token. So this is what failed last time. This time it does work. Let's go to job.io to prove I'm not wrong. So, and over here you'll see I'm Jan. Cool, right? So that's what I did offline, just to well check if this can be can work. Now let's go to the next part. So I am making an authenticated request to my speakers API to the weather forecast, and I'm receiving the response over here. So this worked. Now I just need to do the proper authentication in the speaker API because I've not set up authentication, authorization, or anything like this. So obviously it works with or without the authentication header. So now I want to make it so only requests with an authentication header will work. Luckily, I've posted something about this a couple of months ago. So it was in December, apparently the 25th of December. So Christmas Day. So what you see in my post over there, let's do Shen's plug in inside the chat window. Plug. So this is the post I have. I'll use for input. So this because this should work most of the time. So what we've done over here is this is the code to get the authentication header. This is what I copy pasted inside my application already. So you'll get a token. The app URI ID, I already got it. Creating a new application, Active Directory, got it. Configuring the app registration, already got it. Configuring the .NET Core application. So this is for the speaker API. I need to add some settings inside the app settings or whatever, the configuration file you will load. Do the startup in the configure services, so specify what you need to, how the configuration is set up. And that should be it. So any request without, which doesn't has a proper job token, will get an authorized, or at least that's what we're aiming for. So let's see if this is actually true. I'll turn on the music, throw some background, and let's see. So I'll just copy paste it in my speakers API. Let's first just commit whatever I've done in the past. So fork Secure APIs, I've got some changes. What do I have? What do I have? I have this. Yes, I'm specifying the tenant ID in the configuration. I don't need it here. I'll change this to some configuration value later on. So I'm good. And I'm using user secrets now, just because this will be on GitHub and it doesn't make sense to specify my tenant ID to the public repository. Because no one, well, should be able to connect to it. So this is it. Oh, one thing you might have noticed, I'm also, which I went over quite fast, I'm already also specifying my tenant ID over here, because the last time I did this, I got back an exception stating it this Azure Service Token Provider couldn't get me a token because the app this app didn't exist in tenant something a GUID I couldn't relate to my subscription. Apparently there are more. Well, my account is added to multiple subscriptions, one of them being a Microsoft tenant, and apparently the GUID I got back was the Microsoft tenant, which obviously doesn't has my application inside. So that's why I'm specifying this tenant ID. It's an optional argument, so you don't need to specify it, but if your account or if your identity exists in multiple tenants, it might be a good idea to specify it over here. So that's that. Now I have this speaker API. So I have this authentication block. Need to specify the tenant ID over here. The application ID of the application registration and app ID URL. So these aren't secrets, they are just, how do you call it? They're just values, but I don't need them in my public repository. So I'll just use application secrets for this also. Manage user secrets. What's this called? Something I learned recently is these secrets have to be plain text, or at least they can be nested. If they can, I'd like to know, but from what I've read, they need to be in this format. I really like this. Why are there squigglies? Client ID and AppRoles ID. So I already got the AppRoles ID over here. Shouldn't be there in the code either. The client ID, I thought it was this identifier and my tenant. I've got my tenant ID over here. Authority. Oh, what's this? So I'll move it to my other window. Okay. Save. So that's this part. Now what do we need to do? So the only way I figured all of this out is because of these reference blog posts. So those people get the credits. I think all of them point to Jonas Westlin, his blog. Yeah, they do. Okay, now for this step, add authorization and authentication. The constants is optional, if I'm not mistaken. So this goes into the configure services. Yes, that's what I thought. Music stopped for some reason. So I'm adding the authorization, the child bearer tokens. Yeah, this sounds about right. Download, install. So I also installed the ReSharper because it didn't have it last time, and that's annoying. So I installed it just yesterday to get all of their goodness again. Strange. So I probably picked the wrong package. So what's all this? Oh, some too much commas. That's what happens when you copy paste too much. Hmm. So that's this. Um, Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm pretty sure this is the package I needed. So, one more. I'm moving my chat window because it is gone most of a lot of the time. Resizing is hard. Oh, I can't make it smaller. Oh well. By Microsoft. So this is something I expect there to be. This is some add authentication. Dot. Can't remember. There's probably some extension method. And shot there. Namespace. Extensions dependency injection. Using. So it's already there. Application builder. O is, yeah. Strange. Let's see what happens if I build. Now accessible. Should I need some? Oh, it's just different. Add authentication and shotgun. Works in 2.2. Okay. Include package. Include a more modern package. installed, version 1. Oh, so there's an, oh, so this is a way old version. Latest. Let's update. That's it. Now it gets recognized. Also, don't have power commands installed. It's extensions. Power. Tools, productivity power tools. Oh. Let's also manage extensions. Power. Power commands. Also useful. Oh, it's already pending. Okay, I'll just close Visual Studio, save all, and let this stuff install. Because I think we're done, or at least I hope we're done now. Still have to commit this stuff, deploy it to Azure. I hope all of this works. So adding roles. I hope I'll get an access token with the AppRoles and being able to do the authorization on the weather forecast controller in my speaker API. That would be awesome. I can go, oh, let me, well, I have to upvote. Thank you. Thank you. So it's done. Visual Studio. Yes, there it is. It's starting up. So during the day, I get constant reminders of meetings and stuff like this because my calendar is filled with tentative meetings. Some of them got cancelled but didn't get removed from my calendar and stuff like this. So that's the blinging you'll hear in the background. So we've got this. So every job token will be valid. So this isn't a very good way of authenticating, but it's at least a way. At least only validated or authorized. Only requests with an authorization header will get past this policy. In a production environment, you probably want to do some additional policies, some additional validation of the request. Yeah. So let's see. I've got this. This should be it. This should let's see if this runs. I didn't add a boo-boo. So debug. Where's the debug? Over here. Start new instance. Once I accept the risk. Cool. So I should be able to add the roles to this now. How I added this? No. No. So what I'm view solution explorer. What I expect to work. Role. Or is it roles? Oh man, I forgot. It's probably in some post. That's the attribute I was looking for. It's the authorize. I thought there was a shorthand notation for this. Apparently not. So I want the role. So with a bit of luck, I will get an L debug kernel instance. So with a bit of luck, I'll also don't need to be here. What did I get? Nothing. And it's probably because I'm not specifying an authorization. So let's I've still got let's start with my window. So my request will be to this endpoint. Authorization happen. Authorization will be, let's see if this works. So I still got .io open with my, or not. Oh, I don't have it open anymore. They are still got it in my clipboard, hopefully. Yeah, that's it. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Oh, that's because it's validate SSL. It's an invalid SSL certificate, so that doesn't work. 405. What's a 405? HTTP 405. Method not allowed. I'm doing a post instead of a get. Makes sense. 401. 401 is for a bit unauthorized. So that's good. That's good. That's good. So I'm not authorized. Strange though, because probably because of this my claim or my token doesn't have this lame apparently. User impersonation. It's nowhere to be seen. So if I say, where am I looking for this? Identity claims scope. I'm not sure if I can just change this to family name. Set to start a project, that's easier. Let's see what happens now. No, still a 401. Okay, let's assume this is correct. And I want this. Am I correct with this? So I don't think so. I need to revise this post because there's some formatting going on. Writing report class. Okay. It's on my to-do list because this isn't correct and there has to be some break here. I'll fix this. That's because I moved from mini blog to Hugo, so I had to redo lots and lots of XML and HTML in the posts and convert to Markdown, and not everything turned out to be great looking, probably because of some carriage return issues, white space issues, stuff like this. So it's easy to fix, it's just I have to go back through all of my posts. So that's this, 9%, blah blah blah. Well, this looks about right. Let's commit this again. Let's also, oh, I now have, oh, this one isn't saved yet. Is it? Weather forecaster. So no one should be able to get to this endpoint because I don't have the role weather forecaster. Let's see if this works. Stage. And commit this. Obviously this won't work because I still have to specify some stuff in my R template. Like the app settings. I don't think I have these already. Have I? App settings test. So I've got one app setting in the speakers instance name. So that's good. I'll do this in the portal for now. Because I want to test this stuff. Let's see if my deployment is running. So it's running. The release is still working, yes. It's gonna take a while. In the meantime, what would happen if I had app settings over here? Would they get overwritten? I don't think so. So let's just add a couple of them. Still have them over here. So that's this one. Okay. New app setting. Multitasking. We're now deploying the new applications and setting some configuration values. Save. Continue. The CI is done. I can close this tab. Those also. So it's a bit more clean. Still running. So is there something you want to see me do in upcoming coding sessions? Because I have some ideas myself what I want to do and stuff I want to figure out, but let's hear it from you, because if you're learning, I'm probably learning also. So let me know in the chat here on Twitch, or later on my YouTube channel, or reach out on Twitter or something. And if you want to see me do something or figure out, let's see if we can make this happen. You might hear someone cry in the background, or not. That's my daughter. It's 1 o'clock over here, 1 p.m. And she needs her afternoon sleep till about 3, but she has a little difficulties getting asleep these days. So hopefully it won't be too annoying or too loud. I do have Crisp installed. Do you know Crisp? Crisp. Which is awesome. It's a noise cancelling application which does noise cancelling on your mic and also on your headphones or speaker if you want. So I have it installed for, well, doing live coding and doing meetings, conference calls. So I'm here sitting in the attic whenever the washing machine is on, or the dryer, or I'm typing on my mechanical keyboard. This app will filter out all of the noise, or at least most of it. So you'll get a really crisp, or at least better sounding volume and sound from the mic. It's also quite affordable. It's only $3 per month if you pay yearly. Otherwise, it's $5. So this isn't a sponsored talk. I'm just very happy with Chris. If you want, I can post a referral link, but I won't do this for now. So it's been deployed. Let's see if my app settings are so. Yes, they are. Boo. But I'll just add them to this place. So this is the app settings of the speakers instance. Makes more sense to post them. I'll add them over here. So now we have to wait a long time again. Authority. We have to do a redeploy of the application. And I will specify my values not in the parameters file. Well, I will add entries in the parameters file. Authority, client ID, I will add them into my pipeline because, as I mentioned, it doesn't make a lot of sense that pure ID. We can get my values to a repository. Formatting, and that's this. Now lots of formatting going on now. String. Let's also make a complex object from this, but yeah, this is good enough for a demo. Oh, for a demo stuff. That's this. So all strings. That's all good. And of course, I need them to specify over here. Parameters. Let's open up code for this. Deployment. It is better, better highlighting. Client ID. And Fury ID. So that's all good. Now I still need to add them to my pipeline. Where is it? There. Edit. Deploy. Override parameters. So I have. It says, if I'm not mistaken, it's the notation is somewhat like this. Right? Yeah. client ID. Okay, so that's these. Save. Left my app. Approach. Okay, now let's commit the stuff again. Leads to speaker API conversation. Commit and push while we're waiting. So these have to finish and then we can see what happens. I'm back. The build is still running, so I have to wait a bit more. Or the release is running. With a bit of luck, I'll see some app settings turn up over here. Apparently they're already there. So this is great. This is what I expect to see. Let's see if I can still connect to this endpoint. So this is what am I seeing? It's a nothing. This with all 404. Makes sense. Weather forecasts. For a 1. That's good. Right? Awesome. Pouring in some water. But we also deployed not only the speaker API, but also the other API we have, which is the front-end API. So let's see what happens if we're navigating to this one. So the secure API, go to this one. We have the weather forecast. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it returns an access token and a body. Oh no. This is actually quite good, because what we specified is any JOT token will be valid, or at least if it has a user impersonation. What's it called? The user impersonation claim. So that's good. Let's see what the X token contains. So it's jot.io. Have to remove these two. And as you can see, I have the role, which is good. So this is actually what I expect. This is the token from my managed identity, so this is great. How does this relate to the user impersonation scope claim? I've read this on Jonas's post. Managed identity user. What's this one? The user with it. There's a default permission with the value user version. Class permission. What is it? What is it? So, the client. I don't think our application needs this. Oh, that's because... No. I think this is some kind of a stupid policy and this comment isn't correct. I'll dive into this sometime later. To do, add something to my to-do list again. To do. Check, honestly. It's proper again. Okay, so it's on my list of to-dos. Up and what I want to say is I'm doing some role of authorization for the weather forecaster. Obviously I don't have this one because this role doesn't exist in my AppRoles. What I do have is, where's my browser window? Over here. I do have the Secure API speaker reader. Okay. That's the role. I specified a couple of casts earlier in the manifest. So this manifest has the speaker reader. It's this value and the speaker writer. And my application has this role because that's what we specified using the AZ REST command. So what I did here is, not for app services, yeah. The principal ID, the source principal, and which the resource and which value, which role it has. So the 42EE matches this identifier. So we've given this identity the reader role. Let's make this the Secure API speaker reader. Commit this. And push and wait for the deployments to happen. What I expect is to get a body value over here. So what's this? This is a Secure API. Yeah, I'm getting an unauthorized over here. So I believe this. To get a body over here with the weather forecast. Again, this will take a while. How long does a pipeline last? How long does it take? 2.5 minutes. 1 minute, okay, about 2 minutes. And the release, how long does it take? How long does the release take? 2.5 minutes. 1 to 3 minutes. If there's an agent available, so 2 minutes and a bit. Yeah. So in total, this will take about 5 minutes to succeed. There's nothing I can tell. Full window. I'd love to hear from you. What you think of this? Have you used this stuff? And are there any suggestions to make the authorization better in your applications? One thing I remember doing is who can access this API. So I should have gotten a 401 even before. Oh no, I remember. So even so if you remember what this does, this should lock down my application for anyone. Anyone not inside my tenant. So this stuff, this policy, according to the comment, should do about the same. Just every request made to my service should have a proper job token. So be it from within or outside the tenant, a proper job token has to be supplied. But this should already give me a 401 unauthorized and not specifying the job token, which means this policy is a bit obsolete. Still, it's good to have both for me. I guess it's good to have both within both places. Maybe this, I will check if this policy makes sense. So this is a authorization policy. Even over 3 documents 4 then is there some code? Yeah, this is the with the check mark. Azure ID options, tenant, fallback, wrapping up. So no policies over here. Conversation, add policy at least. Now this is actually useful stuff. So what they're building over here is creating a policy stating you should be over 21. And if you are, you can access the site. This means you'll get some user, or at least some claims principal, and you can check the claims to see if he or she can, or if this person can or cannot view a page or access some control. Useful stuff. So the 5 minutes are probably done now. Yeah, deployment has succeeded. Let's see if I refresh this page. I should get a new token. Hopefully some body content. And apparently not. Apparently not. That's too bad, because I really expected it to be there. Well, I'm just guessing over here. So let's make two little changes. So I reading the content as a API call details. I also want the response dot status code, which is status code start. Enum should be able to get the integer value, right? Right. And the response dot reason phrase. Don't know what this is filled. Public string reason. Reason is only used, so let's make this my start a project. See what happens. Unauthorized. Okay, so that's what I expect. Is there anything else I need to know? I guess not. I'll commit this. Web stork. So also want to remove this policy. Don't need it at the moment. What? Am I running something? I'm still. Why can't I save the stuff while running? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so no policies anymore. Let's see. Pushing it. Again, this will take about 5 minutes. Is there something? Maybe there's some reading I can do over here. So at the end of his post, Where were we in Danny his post? We were something. Yes. Info grant. I know I've got the proper roles now. Roles field, yes. We have this set, user assignment required. Do we? Do we have user assignment? Oh, let me check. Properties. Oh, it's in the enterprise application, of course. The speakers. Properties. Yeah, this one's the one. You should have an AppRole, if I'm not mistaken. So what I mentioned at the checkbox here, apply to this one. Users and groups. Yes, so I'm assigned as a service principal. Oh, properties, that's the one I meant. So we've set this to true, that's it. You will fail. Managed identities. So we have this managed identity added to the application. This works. Go. You should have the client ID field. You have the role. Validating. Issue X tokens that contain any number of customer roles. Verify audience. Should match the ID, yes. The issuer, STS, tenant ID, yes. Verify the current date time, not before, expiry. Verify app ID. Appropriate roles. Okay, so okay. Done. Automating the stuff. This is very useful. So if you want to repeat the steps anytime, it's useful to make some kind of script which does all of the stuff I did in the past coding sessions. Totally recommend reading Dennis post. So how about the deployment? It's there, yes. 48 sounds about right. Still an unauthorized. Makes sense because it didn't change. Just remove the policy. So this is unexpected. This is unexpected. Are these still filled out? Client ID. So AppRoles ID principal. AppRoles assignments. Can I add my user to this? Principal type. User. So let's see if I can copy this to my own user. So this is the same principal ID, resource ID. So this should be user. And this should be my principal ID. In order to see if I can get if I can also get the token users and groups. So I already got let me close this one, edit the default access. No. Okay. So these are normal roles. Oh, what's my ID? Object ID. So let me paste this. Where's my terminal? Okay, it looks like it worked. So I've done the same same command for my user. So hopefully I will be able to debug this now. Visual Studio. So from within this application, let's see what token is I'm receiving. Job.io again. I don't see any AppRoles assigned to me, which is something I kind of expected to see. Unauthorized. Is this correct? Authorization header value. So this is the token. Authorize filter. API. Startup. Add authorization. Oh. That might make a difference. So the audience, standard audiences, this is a line I forgot to add, because I had this in my post also. What did I change? What is the stuff I changed? Again, 5 minutes. It could be my AppRole is still being processed. Is there some way? Some way to check which users, Agent AD users. So a script. I'd rather have something over there. Oh, I'm in there 2 times now. Probably this is interesting. This is a different. That's interesting. Assigned roles. Azure role assignments. This user is a speaker service, so that's what I want. That's what I want. Oh, so it's the same user, just with different roles assigned. This means I also expect this to see in my token. So let's do it again. AD sometimes takes a couple of minutes to catch up. So let's see. Where is my... Still no AppRoles over here. Only groups. App ID. Deploying. Also using the same stuff. Now allow member types application. That's probably it. So app registrations, speakers, manifest. Application allowed member types. I think I should add users over here also. User. Let's do this just for fun and giggles, see what happens. Updated, okay. I wonder if I need to add this to my enterprise application now also. So where was it? Users and groups. There's the role assigned. Nice. Last time, this was last Monday, we couldn't see the role assigned. Maybe because a service principal also is a user. Could be, instead of an application. No, because our service principal access token did get the proper shell token. Have a minute. So this one is done. Let's see what happens. Takes a while. Still unauthorized. Annoying. I lost my access token over here. Should I add Visual Studio? So this was the if I'm not mistaken, so app registrations, expose an API, toggle masks, 872, so it could be I need to add application 872 to have the proper roles. But yeah, proper role. And let me make this one again, principal. You see the best? Resource not found. That's too bad. Principal type is an application. No. So what to do? Should I be able to, am I able to debug this locally? Start a project. Let's start it. Multiple. Start, and the speaker also. Oh yeah, I have these secrets over here. So let's make this configurable also. Application ID URI. And do I have any more? This one. Hi. Oh, done. And the speaker API Yuri. Which is this. Let's make these in the templates also. And this one. Back to the pipeline. Edit. What's the value? This one. And this one is different. It's this. Save. I have these specified in my app settings. Let's put them in my secrets file. So these can be empty, which is more useful for the commit. Oh. Also have to add them out here. And also okay, so that should be it. Just a commit. We don't need to deploy this stuff just yet. And now I want to see what URL we're running on. Can be null. That's true. Application ID, Yuri. Yes. In my secrets file. So I had expected resource. Yes, that's true. Where is it? What's this code? It's just weather forecast controller. Get line 50. Why is this? Why are these new values coming up as null? Well, this one doesn't. I've added it to the wrong secrets file. That's stupid. Okay, I now have this. This dot request headers. I'm missing the authorization header. This is the request authorization. Okay. Which port is this one on? 4333 4320. So that one gives me an unauthorized because I'm not going to localhost yet. Okay, let's see what happens now. Also unauthorized. It could be I still need to restart the application for the secret to kick into effect. Okay, so this works. Oh, it's not open. Lots of so lots of browsers. Close tabs. 1320, 1323, unauthorized. Well, let's see if I just remove the role and make it authorized. Thank you, Apakan, for the follow. Appreciate it. Let's see if I can. No. What was I doing? I get so distracted whenever I get a new follower. So thank you. I have to figure out what I was doing again. I was connecting to localhost. I want to remove the authorization for the role. See what happens. Is something I believe. It's already returned with an unauthorized. So default HTTP client. Maybe I need to add a header differently. Header. Add authorization header. From the code I copy pasted, this seems to be correct. Cancel. Where's Visual Studio? Setting the authorization. This looks a bit like what I'm doing. Default request header. Not this one. What's the number one answer? Default request header authorization new with bearer and access token. Okay, that's strange, but let's see if this works. HTTP client access token. It would be strange if this works, but you'll never know. Already up for one. Also not hitting my breakpoint anymore. That's because I'm getting a 401. Started. Add authorization, valid audiences. Still. And this one gets removed. It does work. Request headers. So I don't have the authorization header over here. Which is something I expected to be there. So default HTTP request. This does not contain something I want. How do I need to? Is my authentication scheme default? I know there's something with this. Selecting the scheme with policies. With the authorize. Authentication scheme, yeah. I know I had a question on this in the past. Let's see. Questions. I did a lot of stuff. Mind. So what did I do over here? I did authentication scheme. Oh, that's the wrong one. For the configuration, so this is stuff which should be there. Use authentication, that's there. Oh. So this is what we did. Let me turn off. Oh, it doesn't work locally either. Let's see if I can do something with Fiddler. I don't think so. No. Filter. No. Why? Why doesn't this work? Why don't I get my authorization? Let's remove all of this stuff. Add authorization, add authentication. Let's remove that one also. No, this one is just for the authorize attribute, if I'm not mistaken. $200. Server error. No authentication scheme. Authentication scheme is specified. Can't get this one, but I'm just trying to figure out stuff now. No authentication scheme specified. What? This isn't necessary for sale, right? Apparently it is. And now I'm getting a 401 again. Maybe I know something. Let me just try out in a new browser, or this browser actually. So I'm getting a tablet token over here. View source. Well, isn't there a format? Grab one lines. So this is a token with a correct role. By the programs. Access token. hacking away. Until when is it? It's Friday, 13, 30. Okay, so about 15. I sell it for about CNC plus 1. 1330, which is in the past. Strange. Let's see. Still unauthorized. Is there something in App Insights which can help me out? Is App Insights configured for turn on? Yes. View the data. Maybe I can check this one. Failures. Well, I don't have any failures. I want to see what happens. Live metrics, smart detection. Okay. Look what happened. So this request headers still 8. No authorization. User identities. Why isn't my header passed along? this works. It's nil, as expected. So where's my other? No connection string. This stuff again. And secrets. Will there be something in the output? Yeah, output window. There's the authorization header. Which means I am so this works, kind of. So there is the authorization header. It's added. So if I would be to turn this on, I'll get an unauthorized. Ideas would be great. So it is sent. We validate this. I don't have any policies set up anymore. So anyone should be able to access this. Maybe I have that. Okay. So I also have a valid token. Petals answer. Oh, I've read something about this. But after move up, before use authentication, before line of, so first authentication, then authorization. I've read something about this. The order authorization first, then authentication first. That's something about this. Authentication has to be first, then authorization. Oh, would this be it? That would be so. Such a waste of time. But I did read something of this. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Stack Overflow. So why has this one more votes? Because it's a complete sample. Okay. Now also let's get this one back. Order actually matters. Roles. What was the role again we had? Oh man, man. Oh, maybe I still have it in fork. So, controller, this was the line. Oh man. So, what have you been doing today? Well, moving around, add methods. Yes, great question. What was the solution from Avcom? The solution is, let's see if this still works. It still works. Oh man, I'm so happy now. This still works, that's strange. But what was the answer? Well, it matters if you the order or of the use authentication and use authorization in your configure method has effect on the authorization. So what I had was this, and if you have this, the authentication and authorization doesn't work. If you switch it around, it does. So there's this Stack Overflow post. Oh, what is it? This is the best answer, in my opinion. I'll share it. Order matters. So you have to switch them around. I knew I've read this somewhere, but I forgot. Yeah. Thanks for the question. I went over this pretty fast. Hope it helps you also. Well, so this works, which is fine. But I want to see what my token is now. Because I should have, well, my account should have, where's the token? Over here. My account has the AppRole, but this didn't work a couple of minutes ago. Yes. So this takes, well, what was it? Half an hour? An hour? How long am I streaming? Whoa, so long. Well, it takes about an hour, in my case, to get the proper role inside your claims. So it makes sense. I can access this endpoint now. If I change this to writer, I shouldn't. I should still get a 401. Where's the browser window? Oh, forbidden. Awesome. Yes. A forbidden. Nice, nice, nice. This is what I wanted. So the unauthorized, well, makes sense, but forbidden is even better. So let's remove this stuff a bit. Clean up. Make this a reader again. Commit the stuff and deploy it to Azure. Let's do it in separate commits. Change the order. No. Because the it matters. And now for this, what do I have? Some white space. Okay. And then that authorization. Oh, stage. Commit and push. So a build will be triggered now. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so thankful for Stack Overflow. And the people asking and answering questions over there. It has saved me so much time. So this will keep running. So we're at deployment 13 now. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So I'm back and I'm happy. I'm so happy now. My build is still running, or my release. Hopefully this works. My changes work. Oh, I see I have a new clip. That's cool. So the release is running. I thought I had a different browser over here. Yes. So whenever this deployment is ready, let's test this stuff. Let's see how it works in the actual environment. If it does, I'll call it a day and be happy with the result. But that's what I want to achieve. Calling an API from a web API to an API which is protected via AppRoles. So if this works, I've gone I've done the complete flow. I'll tidy it up later on. Just have some proper code in the Git repo, add some README stuff. That's not very interesting to watch. So we'll probably do this off stream, or maybe on Monday, if it works. I also have this GitHub project, which is I can get used to this. Add authorization, so that's done. Authorize requests. Well, that's what I'm doing right now, so that's in progress. I don't really like how this looks like. So if someone can point me out to how I can properly use these GitHub projects, it would be appreciated, because I'm probably doing it wrong. I'm used to using Azure DevOps, and Azure DevOps, as you might know, works totally different. It's you can't compare it with this stuff, or at least I'm missing a lot of features, which will probably be added at some point. But maybe projects isn't the page I should be looking for. Project management type of things. It's in the name though. It's done already. Just had to refresh. It's done for. It's just finished. So where's my browser? Over there. This is good, because this means I probably get a forbidden. A 500. That's unexpected. Probably forgot to do something. Oh, mouse. Resize. A 500? So what's the response? I don't get a response. Okay. Oh, this is the secure API. Oh, this is. Properties all set. Secure API. I expect it to work. Maybe some configurations. I'm missing a couple of configuration settings. Secure API. So this makes sense. The crashing makes sense. But I had these parameters over here. I'm overriding them in the pipeline. Did I mess up? Did I mess the pipeline up? It's possible, of course. Override parameters. So this actually looks the way it's supposed to be. Strange, right? Are my... Where's code? So I have these. Also over here, this looks correct. The template is correct-ish. No. Messed up. So what I did is place the settings in the speaker's instance name. So this is app settings, so they are on more in this template, backend for front end. Yes, so I need to place them over here. Okay. And I thought I also needed the tenant ID over here. Active Directory tenant ID. So these can go away. And I need to add Active Directory tenant ID, which is the helper function subscription dot tenant ID. I thought it was lowercase. I might remember it wrong. Template. Subscription, yeah, subscription lowercase tenant ID. Okay. This one. App settings. This is the conferences, which needs also some settings, but now I'm only focusing on the speaker. On the speaker stuff right now. So pushing. So it will take another 5 minutes. But actually the 500 makes sense. And I want to see if application insights is helpful now. Okay, this might explain why it wasn't helpful. That's because I did a deployment and all the settings disappeared. Yes. Okay. That's my own fault. This can be turned back on now. Hmm, just typing some notes so I will remember this later on. And which is the post on Stack Overflow, which I shared. Share. So I can close this one. This is nice from header. I didn't know I didn't know about this attribute, so that's useful from header. Nobody love it. Close all of this. Build is still running. If you're watching, remember while we're waiting, there's also the virtual global Azure in a couple of, well, weeks from now. So which is a day full of, well, virtual global Azure talks with lots and lots of speakers. So the call for sessions is still open. I've submitted a couple of sessions and I'll be presenting them at the, oh, when was it? Speaking. When was it? It's on the April 23 and 24. I'll be presenting my sessions here on Twitch. So in two different time slots. So you will be able to join if you want to. And I'll be talking a bit on, well, what I've been doing now. So connecting and securing your APIs with each other. So if you want to see a recap of what I've did the past sessions, be sure to check out the global Azure, or the virtual global Azure, because we can't have the on-premises one this year. It's too bad we can't have the on-premises in-person conferences this year, but well, so be it. Online is also fine. Doing a lot of online sessions nowadays. Deployed. Let's see if it actually is deployed. Yes, there are some values over here. So where's the browser? Over here. 500 is turning into a 200. Awesome. Wow. I was feeling like such a noob a couple of, oh, how long have I been streaming now? I was feeling like such a noob 2.5 hours ago. And now I'm the master. Kidding. Still a noob. Just a noob with a status code 200. So, that's it for today. It's been a bit longer as I expected it to be, because, well, reasons. Still, let me just fix one thing. So, still, I managed to do what I was supposed to do. So, creating. Thank you, thank you for watching, Apakan. Uh, I managed to do what I want to do, having APIs call each other via the managed identity managed by Azure, getting an access token, and do some role-based authentication. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. I totally recommend you doing this also. I write a small blog post on what I've learned and discovered. And also don't forget to watch the Virtual Global Azure sessions at the end of April. Not only mine, but also from other great speakers. So thank you all for watching and have a great day.